right, here we go now. Welcome to UFC Quick Picks for UFC 242. My name is Joe. This gentleman is Scott. This gentleman is Ian. So what we're going to do is talk about the main event, the co-main event. Then we're each going to pick another standout fight on the card that we like a bet for. So guys, let's start with the big one, the main event where the 27-0 Khabib Nurmagomedov will be defending the lightweight title versus Dustin Poirier. We have Khabib coming in as a big favorite, minus 450. Poirier coming back at plus 325. So, no surprises here, guys. I am going to go with the diamond to pull off the upset. And here's why. I've been teasing this one all week. That's why Ian over there is laughing. So I think Poirier, he's getting undervalued in this one. He has one of, if not the best resume in the UFC over the last 2 or 3 years. Check out this undefeated hit list. Jim Miller, TKO of Anthony Pettis, TKO of Justin Gaethje, TKO of Eddie Alvarez, and in his most recent fight, he gave a top pound-for-pound fighter, Max Holloway, the beating of a lifetime as a plus 170 underdog. So I think he's fought and defeated much tougher competition than Khabib has. Take a look at Khabib, his last 2 wins. A rusty Conor McGregor, okay, give him credit for that one. And then the fight before that, Ali Aquinta, who was a last-minute fill-in basically for the fight. So for those reasons, I like Poirier. I like the value plus 325. Scott, you got any surprises for us here?
No, I'm going for the fight to not go to the distance at minus 175. I couldn't choose whether the Eagle would win by knockout or submission, and I'm not taking him at minus 450. It's not worth my time. I don't see what Poirier brings to the table that Khabib has not seen before. He's fought strikers over and over again. RDA, Michael Johnson. I know it's not great, but you threw out Jim Miller, so yeah, I think that equals out. Edson Barboza, Raging Al, and Conor McGregor. He's seen a southpaw, he's seen a four walker, he's seen a kickboxer, and they all get mauled. They all get smashed. And the same thing is going to happen. I don't know if it's going to be a sub. I don't know if it's going to be a knockout, but the result will be the same, and still 28-0. What do you got?
That leaves the door open for the upset, though, too, right? That bet?
I guess it's there, but I'll take the win. I'll take the win anyway I get it. However, it's going one way.
All right, so Scott and I both like Poirier. Who do you got, Ian?
I am going to be, I guess, the weird one and take Khabib Nurmagomedov, but I am going to take him to get the finish because there's no value in him just to win straight up. So when looking at actually the odds for how he's going to finish the fight, it's actually kind of interesting because the submission is the favorite at plus 162, but where I think the value is for the fight to be finished via KO or TKO by Khabib at plus 450. So he has 17 finishes in his MMA record. 9 of those are by submission and 8 are by KO/TKO. So there's only one less KO/TKO compared to submission. So I think that's where the value is at plus 450 for him to get it done by his striking.
Okay, I can't wait to text you guys the smiley face emoji on Saturday evening when the Diamond pulls off the upset. So next up, let's move to the co-main event where we have Paul Felder, plus 125. He's taking on Edson Barboza, coming back at minus 115. This is a rematch from a 2015 fight, which Barboza actually won by decision. But once again, I'm going to go with the underdog here. I like Felder. If you take a look at these guys, the resumes over the past, 2 years, I think Felder, they're going in much different directions, and Felder is going in the right direction. 4-1 in his last 5 fights. That only loss was when he was a late fill-in for a welterweight fight, actually. Barboza, this guy's taking a lot of damage. 1-3 in his last 4 fights. 2 of those losses where he got finished, most recently by Justin Gaethje. Also, I think Felder looked incredible in his last fight against James Vick. Maybe the best he's ever looked, so give me Felder.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you here on this one, Joe. Not so much in the main event, but, I'll go the underdog this way.
Thanks, Scott.
Like you said, Felder, every time we see him, it seems like he's improving. He's working on his game. He loves those nasty elbows, which just batter people up. He did it against Vic. The way to beat Barboza is get him up against the cage and smother him, like Khabib did not too long ago. And he did that against James Vick. You talked about that welterweight fight with Mike Perry. That was a short notice. It was a split decision loss. It was very close. He broke his arm in the first round. So I think if he just sticks to his game plan, goes right at Barboza. Yeah, plus 125. Give me Felder all day.
Yeah, very tough guy. What do you think?
I'm going to be taking the favorite, Edson Barboza, at minus 155. So there's something I've brought up in these shows before, and it's betting on the guy who won the first fight when two fighters have a rematch. Actually, last two rematches in the UFC, it actually went to the fighter who lost the first fight. But it's been proven to be profitable in the long term to bet on the guy who won the first fight. So I'm going to continue that strategy in this fight. Edson Barboza won the last time these two faced off. Since 2012, the winner who won the first fight is 42-20 in the rematch, 28-9 when they're listed as a favorite. And in the first fight, I just think Edson was quicker. The blueprint to beat Edson is out. You have to pressure him either with your wrestling or your striking. And Felder didn't really do that. He kind of stayed at kicking range. And if you're going to stay there, if you're not going to pressure, if you're just going to exchange striking in the middle of the cage, you're going to lose to Edson Barboza. So I like the favorite in this one. Give me Barboza.
Okay, next up, guys, another fight that stands out to each of us. I like a prelim fight. We have Nordin Taleb minus 125. He's fighting a gentleman by the name of Muslim SALIKHOV, coming in at minus 105. Neither one of these guys is going to want this fight to go to the ground, and I think this favors SALIKHOV big time. He's a veteran of almost 200 kickboxing fights. Of his 13 MMA wins, 10 of them have been by TKO. So once again, give me the underdog. What do you think?
Yeah, I like that, but Taleb scares me. So I'm going with the curtain jerker
I'm not
in this one.
Taleb.
Just that whole fight.
Okay.
Yeah,
he's a tough guy to bet on or against.
Yeah, he
It's
scares
tough
me.
either way.
So I'm going to go with the curtain jerker with Don Mage against short-term replacement Faris Ziam. This fight got announced 2 weeks ago, so I'm not trusting that one. Don Mage, of course, he fought over a year ago, had an unreal knockout over Contender Series alum T. Edwards. I think he's going to go right at this guy, finish him first round. You can get him at minus 185 now. Get on that line early.
Yeah, I like both of those picks. I'm going to do something that we haven't given out on this show, and I'm going to give a parlay. It's a little greasy. You like the greasy money line parlays in other sports. I got one for the UFC. It's a Russian parlay in the main card. Every Russian on the main card except for Abdurakhimov against Blades. You can take him off it. Take the other three Russians. Khabib minus 450, Makhachev minus 335, and Tezumov minus 260. It works out to be right around plus 120. So a little Russian parlay in the main card is going to be my third
And
bet.
a shot of vodka for each win?
Yep, I like that.
And a white Russian afterwards. All right, guys, that is it for our look at UFC quick picks for UFC 242. But if you want more on this card, Scotty breaks down the entire main card and gives out his picks for all the main card fights over at oddshark.com, the pound for pound king of sports betting news. Woo!